bright and early on a Saturday morning. We're at 7-3 here in New Orleans, Louisiana, coming in to try some experimental barrels that the Mississippi Sippers are looking at, doing barrel picks with them to get into the state of Mississippi. So we're honored to be here with them. Woke up at 3 a.m. this morning, made the long drive over, stopped by Rouse's, picked up the new JT Mellick and the new Wild Turkey. It's already on and popping here in New Orleans, as you can hear. The traffic's heavy, but we're gonna go in and check them out. So let's see what's going on today. So this is their batch 5 Nancy Fraley blend. Sweet on the nose. It's malty, real smooth. Real smooth. Hey, what's the proof on that?
That'll wake up
93.
Wake up. That's how you work, right? Thank you very much.
Man, that's delicious.
I'm the brand director here. We try sales and marketing. Really wanted to say thank y'all very much for coming. We really appreciate it. Getting this barrel out to the state of Mississippi and also having 2 fellow distillers in here is a really big deal for us. Not only to build
Matt with Crittenden,
small but still crowded
Riley,
space.
brand ambassador for
7-3. Mindset, so this is a great way to start collaboration,
Justin,
figure out ways to work
Bobby,
with each other, figure out ways to build off of our product.
Mississippi
For the
Sippers,
Mississippi Sippers,
Daniel.
Spillway side, we want to come into Mississippi with a bang. We want to
This is
try to
Philip
bring out the best
from
possible
Distillery
bottle
Acadia,
barrel
Cajun
that
Cut.
not only sits on doesn't sit on your shelves fly out for because you're going to sell it, but goes back to people like, man, I missed that barrel, the first barrel y'all did was 7-3. And that's kind of the reason why me and Riley worked so hard and wanted to come and talk to y'all, and we were so adamant about wanting to give y'all the first single barrel. So once again, thank you very much. And I'll lead it up to Luke. He's our head distiller.
I'm about to move the block, but no, I did all of that. Thank y'all very much for being here. I'm not going to pull y'all on the tour. You're going to come back to Japan later on and kind of hang out and do things the way we normally do it, 5 blocks out the quarter, you know. We're blessed to be where we are. We have a lot of tourists that come. We have a few buses that come throughout the day. You know, they come in here and they not only get cocktails, they get to sip, we get to talk a little bit about what we do, but we are tourism forward. We do small tours, city tours, cruise tours, vacation tours, a little bit of everything. It's just There's something on the side that we do for fun also. And you realize quickly, it's not all about just fun. It's about growing the brand. So it kind of gains a little traction, you know, you see people interested, you want to do more, and it's more money, right? So this is where we started. We started in the hybrid still. The rusty thing still is from up in Washington State. He designed it. We can run it both in, and we call it a hybrid, but we can run it both in top still mode and also regular line counter still. You know, we run all our gin, top still mode. And when we get into our finishes, you know, our bourbons, our weedy bourbon, we run it all in one pass. The joy of this, and the reason why we decided to go with this in the early days is because utilities, we can do it all with one pass. It's quicker, it's easier, and we feel like we come out with a nice flavor. But the downside is that we're washing and cleaning in between batches. We're not instead of running like cops. You know, and I tell you, thank you for being here, but I gotta tell you, I was hoping that I would be you to your distillery. I told the other day, I told y'all, you and Joey and Jeff, I said, we need to get, you know, same thing with Philip, you know. The joy about being in Bourbon is to go south. You know, for just saying to Texas too. People are getting interested in what we're doing down here in the Gulf South. Because humidity, you're noticing, you're more magical than people think. We're just talking about I was blended in France in April with Nancy doing a tour of 17 different distilleries, and we were blended for 10 days straight in distilleries that started in 1296. It's pretty amazing, y'all. We're talking about cognac that becomes vintage at 50 years. It's been sitting in the barrel that long. These barrels, they got pictures in the back that we took. It looks like the gardens growing on the damn barrels. Barrels look. Just let it do its thing. There's a journey in this glass every time. And it stood alone because in the late 1700s there was a fire, and a lot of these buildings were rebuilt with cypress from the swamp. But it was left behind by the loggers because it's got pecky cypress. It's hollowed out. That's why it took a look the way it did. So you'll notice on this sign right here, on this bottle, we have the actual tree, and y'all could walk this way. Below that tree is the moonshiner coming with his goods and the P-Raw, meeting up with the bootleggers coming from the waters. You'll notice one of the most important things on this label is the handshake right here. Every deal is done with a handshake. And we have the coordinates of the actual tree on that line. So that's the tree. Really cool story. Back in 2008, we had, so they came back and put 360-degree cameras on the boats. They had us come back and forth so that they can capture every angle of that bayou leading up to the tree. That bayou leading up to the whiskey tree is actually the tree that inspired the whiskey tree in the Princess and the Frog, the Disney. And so we're gonna have a 4-grain. This is our weed that we have at 100 proof. We're gonna have a 4-grain, and also remember, gotta have a great juice accompanied with a great soup.
We can always go back into it if we need more.
Appreciate you.
We're gonna go through some different barrels today. Kind of remember the name, numbers of these. If y'all want to go back into them, if there's one that sticks out, you're like, man, I really like this one, but I really like that other one. Y'all just let me know, we'll go back into that bad boy.
So what was the number on this one?
This one is 815.
815.
Go get you a little bit more.
Oh, wow. I got starved out.
This is a 4-grain bourbon, so this has wheat, barley, corn, and rye.
That's
Definitely get that.
72, 16, 6 and 6 on the mash.
To be specific.
Corn, 16 wheat, 6 malt barley, 6 malt. So this has a mix of, so what we do is we blend the whiskey, and it's a blend of 7-year, 6.5-year, and 5-year bourbon of different mash bills. And then we put it back in, this is one of our 7.3 weeded barrels that it came from. And it's got a mix of all that, and we rebarreled it G month. I'd have to go through my alphabet, but G1324.
So the 815, very unique, very good. A lot of body, sweet.
We're gonna get into some of
It's
those.
got some oaky. Picking up some fruit.
Really good.
Overall, it's really good. So if they get better than this, I'm gonna be blown away. This is really good. Cheers.
Yeah, right. This one, well, these are all actually have not been slow water proof. So these are all constant unicorn barrels compared to what we're doing numbers wise in the backpack. Most of our stuff now is all slow water production. We let these go as like some experimental stuff to see how it ends.
Ooh, tobacco.
Yeah, this one.
So this one, that may be my jam, right? So much tobacco. Oh my God, that's so
Yeah,
good.
the crawling pairs very well with these 4 grains. That sweet, nutty,
Oh,
very,
yeah.
very, very complimentary.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And it's about the same proof, I bet. Maybe a little less than
This one I
110.
feel like it's a little bit
Less than 110. Between 100 and 110, right?
You don't, all right. We can do it for the video.
Correct.
I want to know, does it taste good?
110? 111? 110?
We started off in that warehouse with all of our barrels. We've grown a significant bit, so we moved out to this warehouse where we have a lot more room, and if you feel it, it's a lot cooler.
Yeah.
Here. You know, we get a lot better airflow. We got the fans when we turn them on, all the high air. But yeah, it's really, really cool.
The whole thing that shocks me is that y'all aren't aging in like super hot rick houses.
No, it's actually very mild.
Oh,
9-year, 45% wheat mash bill. And it's been aging in this warehouse for almost 2.5 years.
So this is whiskey tree.
This is what goes into whiskey tree. That had rum in it for 4 years. We dumped the rum, released it as a distillery only release, filled it up with 4 grain batch 5, right? Batch 5. So this is Nancy's blend. These were batch 4. This is batch 5. This is Nancy's blend finishing up rye rum barrel.
Nancy Fraley blend.
Oh yeah, sorry.
I was going to say, I get the rum and the rye out of it when I tasted it.
Did you?
Initially, yeah. The nose. And then now,
You do get that rum on the front end.
yeah, on the front end. Yeah.
Then that rye picks up in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
But man, it fades. The rye fades quickly.
It does. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, what does molasses look like? When you think of molasses, you think thickness.
Sure. Viscosity, right? And so there was molasses in that barrel previously, or
The rum is in the barrel.
Yeah.
rum?
Yes.
Okay,
What makes rum?
molasses.
Louisiana molasses.
Okay.
Always think back of the history. It's kind of like we talked about the other night, terroir.
Terroir.
What makes us? What makes me Louisiana? It's the environment. It's how I was brought up.
Yeah.
It's working hard. You know, down here in the southern heat. It makes you who you are.
It does.
It builds the character. You think back, all of these flavors coming out of your palate, you can try to practice something.
That's right.
You know, if
Something
you
that
know
you've
the
had from your.
characters of rye, characters of wheat, characters of rum, you know.
That's right.
In that it is 100% hard distillate. So 64 corn, 26 wheat, 10 malted wheat, all done right here. Louisiana honey, Louisiana corn, Louisiana wheat. Not a lot of people know that we grow wheat in Louisiana, but we actually do. Not a whole lot of it. But this is a really special barrel. It's the first ever honey barrel that we barreled. So we really hope y'all. We held this one especially for the Mississippi market.
That harks back to the name 73 in general. You know, like the fact that there's 73 different neighborhoods inside of one city.
And I keep forgetting that 73 city.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's 73 historic neighborhoods that make up the city of New Orleans. So that's what all the brands are named after. The folks in the Bywater, the folks in St. Roch, the folks in Gentilly and Irish Channel. They all went to different schools. They all went to different churches. They all grew up doing different things.
Like total different cultures within a community.
Architecture is different. The way the streets are laid out, the way the restaurants work, and
Right.
and everything is totally different. So like you could literally be across the street from somebody, but they're almost in a whole different county than you are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a whole different environment.
Dude, that beard is nice.
I'll try.
Who shapes that up for you?
I do.
You shape it up yourself?
I come on here and do it.
I'm not talented enough. I can't do it.
Well, we ain't got let's
Bobby talking business with the Mississippi Sippers. Mastermind.
It's like my cucumber vodka. I juice 200 pounds of Louisiana English cucumbers, not American slice, English cucumbers. They're bred specifically to get rid of the less desirables. Thinner skin, less bitter. Smaller seeds, less bitter. But we juice them. So when people come through here, we got a family of restaurants. They have 4 locations, 3 different management teams. So you just don't taste the syrup because there is no syrup in it. It's juiced. You understand? People
Right.
can pick it up.
They may not know what they're picking up, but they can tell.
That's right. The easiest thing for us to do is articulate what we see. The hardest thing for us to do is articulate what we taste and nose. Putting words to what we're tasting and nosing. You understand what I'm saying?
I do, because I have a tough time with it. I struggle, and it almost makes me feel uneducated and lacking because I'm like, man, y'all, I'm not educated enough to tell you what I'm picking up this, but it's good.
You're transparent.
Yeah.
Transparent. It might come in up in the notes. Somebody put on there a comment like, I'm picking up this. That is exactly what it is. I just didn't know the word.
That's
You know
it.
what I
That's
mean?
it. Yeah.
Vocabulary. We struggle with vocabulary in the South.
This is the Bywater 4-grain honey finish.
4-grain honey
That is
finish.
4 grains, but with honey.
Correct. Correct. What we did was we barrel aged this honey for 4 months outside during the heat of the summer, so it really got in that wood. But yeah, this one's really
So
My goodness, man. Way too difficult. That's good. That's good. I do like honey. There again, I'm not going to go to honey every day.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go to it every time.
Whenever you think of like
But every now and then you want it. And when you want it, you want good.
like the fact that the juice is close to being the same, but this makes that much of a difference.
So
I know
this
these are in different locations on all, but if we're doing a blind of just pick from there, pick from there, and pick from here next to each other, you think it's 3 totally different, maybe even distilleries.
Absolutely. You could.
This
Mistake.
is our juice 100% start to finish.
Everybody got some of this one?
This is the 4-grain with that and the rye together, finished in the honey.
No, it's fine. No, we got some in the barrel.
So this is the one we're on now. Very good. But I'm thinking I'm liking the A13 personally. I think I'm liking that one better. out of those two honey barrels. But I'm still saying that I like that experimental barrel back in the corner. And I'm liking 814 right there the best.
That's the, yeah, these are just honey. That's a 4 grain, that's the Bywater. I like the first one.
I feel like this one is if somebody wasn't into bourbon and they wanted to try it, there again, maybe we're warm, but it's smoother, it's lower proof. It seems like.
Okay, for me, the first one is smoother and more commercial.
You think that?
The second one is more complex. I'm getting rye spice. I'm getting actual bourbon.
Maybe I need
notes.
to clean my palate.
Every time I've been cleaning my glass out and my palate. I agree with you.
Well, I haven't done that, so I'm not.
The 4 grain has a lot of complexity because you're getting your bourbon on the front,
A lot
with
longer
little bit of
finish.
honey, and that rye spice on the back. So
I
for
need to go
me,
clean my
right now, the first one is more consumer oriented. The second one is so complex for a bourbon.
More connoisseurish.
Yes.
Something that I
And see, I was right the opposite, but there again, I haven't been cleaning up.
I mean, I got the same comment. I'm thinking the same thing. Like, I'm thinking this.
Would you think the first one was a little bit more like complex, more proofy?
Yeah.
That's what I thought, but there again, I haven't been cleaning up like Daniel. Like
Well,
I don't
see,
have my water.
okay, when it comes to me and proof, I am a proof snob.
I'm easy to remember.
But
I'm like
when
the
you
first person
when you put it down just a little bit, I'm not talking about like going to 80 proof.
A touch,
Yeah,
a drop or two.
So I feel like you get the complexity for a true bourbon, not a consumer.
I do feel like this one has more finish, maybe complexity than the other
You
one.
want to know something that could probably lend to that too is the way it carries. So whenever you add malted barley into a grain bill, into a mash bill, it's not perceivable in taste, but it's a smoothness, it's a fullness. It adds texture. It maybe makes it more viscous. I mean, at the end of the day, these are imperceivable whenever you actually measure them. But the fact that that's a grain that's added, that malted barley, you get those enzymes, you get the full body of it,
And-
and it's cash-free too. So that's like doubling down.
This kind of stuff.
It's deep.
Yeah.
So for me, that's more of your true bourbon drinker.
The
That's
first
what-
one you're talking, right?
But no, the second
Okay,
one.
second, yeah.
So with it layering, that's where your bourbon enthusiasts, like a true bourbon drinker, they really
I definitely get that. There's more finish to it. But now, if we're picking barrels, as much as I love honey, I'm still back over there to either 814 or the experimental on the end.
What was the experience?
Rum.
It was the rum finish.
Our Louisiana Cane Black Pearl rum aged 4 years in a 4 grain. Dumped for the 4 grain back in.
Okay.
Is the Irish Channel single barrel that we did that y'all are gonna taste it shortly. We dumped that and then we filled it up with Irish Channel thing.
Oh wow!
But nobody's tasted it.
Well, you ain't got no water in it for you.
So
We got more bottles of water.
so what was the deal with this one again?
This one is an Irish Channel, which is a 10-year Middleton, 7-year American corn whiskey blended together, finished in XO cognac barrels from France. They've been sitting on there for it was sitting in there before we dumped it for 2.5 years.
Okay.
So we dumped it out. I gotta get some more. So once we dumped it out, we sent it off to San Francisco Wine and Spirit. I'm sorry, Ascot Awards. It won double platinum.
Ascot, Fred Minnick.
Yes. Won the Ascot Awards double platinum, and then we filled this up with Bywater 4 grain. So this is the Bywater 4 grain finished in that barrel. You get a little sweaty there, man. Don't get too excited.
Well, you know that whiskey does it to you, Matt. And it's all Bobby's fault.
Yeah.
What kind of
So
barrel is that?
a cognac barrel, XO cognac barrel from France.
All right, look, I got a bottle.
And malted wheat.
Oh,
So we're yeah.
Malted wheat. I don't know if I've ever even heard of
Yeah.
malting wheat.
Yeah, so nobody else in the United States that we know of is using this mash.
Okay.
So it gives us our own little flavor profile.
And I don't know if I grabbed it. What'd you say it was again?
Our mash bill is 64 corn, 26 wheat, 10 malted.
Okay. Okay. So very high wheat
Very,
bourbon.
very high wheat.
I'm hesitant to ever pair things, and then every time I pair stuff, it's like, oh my God, it's so good. Why do I hesitate?
I know.
Yes, got to.
Now, see that one I get a lot more tobacco off again. I love the tobacco stuff. They like the malted wheat, that fourth one that we tried. That was it, the 817? Yeah. God, dude.